To start off the course, each student is going to have to complete a statistical autobiography. So I thought, why not do an autobiography about myself? And so this is a standard introduction that I've done in many courses. And so if you've had me in another course, you've probably heard this spiel before. But again, I go by Professor Bright using he, him pronouns. You can call me, I understand many people just use Bright. I get it. Professor is fine. I don't have a doctorate yet, so no doctor. But if you say doctor to me, I'll be flattered. But for me, I grew up in a tiny town called Zumber Falls, Minnesota. So it's about 25 miles north of Rochester. You can see that in the lower left. And I actually live there now. Back on the same family farm property. We have 3 houses on the property. I'm in one with my husband, and then my brother's in another, and then our third is being renovated for my brother to move into, and then we play musical houses every so often. Just kidding, but he is moving houses after the one completes renovations. But yeah, and then I went to Lake City High School, but then eventually for college I went to the Twin Cities campus, U of M Twin Cities, for astrophysics. So I was really, really good in math in high school, good in calculus and top of my class. Went to college and then astrophysics started, and I'm like, oh man, I am not cut out for this. So I was actually undecided for a major for a year and a half. And then my sophomore year, I had an experience teaching, well, volunteering in a bilingual Spanish-English geometry class, and fell in love both with math and Spanish, and was math and Spanish double major for a while until I found out I had to write a 25-page research paper in Spanish. No thanks. So then I went to just a math major. Found a master's program that was you get 2 masters for the price of one of sorts. So it was a master's in mathematics program, with an emphasis in education, and then later on I went back and completed my second master's in education, emphasizing mathematics. So there we go. So I love mathematics for a long, long time. This, if you've seen this, it's Pascal's triangle, and so it has a bunch of interesting patterns to it. And so mathematics is all about patterns, and stats is kind of a subset of mathematics, and so we'll get into that throughout the course. But I did mention I was a Spanish a Spanish major at one point, and actually was able to do a study abroad experience in Venezuela one summer, I think summer 2008. And we went as part of one of our excursions on weekends. We went to the Amazon, like the rainforest, right? And our guy just wanders casually into a swamp and pulls this thing out of the swamp. An anaconda. Yeah, never seen one before, and this is about as far as I wanted to get to it. But I actually didn't know they are constrictors, and I didn't know they were poisonous. But he ended up getting bit in the process of taking this thing out of the swamp, and it actually left teeth in his hand, which he had to later have surgically removed. But anyway, on the way back to our base camp there in the Amazon, he started seizing, and then I'm like, nobody knew what to do. And at that moment, I'm like, nope, I'm not being a doctor or anything in the health profession. So kudos to all of you that want to pursue that career. So I mentioned I live out in Zumber Falls, right? Family farm property. I love to garden. So this summer when I'm not teaching or involved in other, work-related stuff, I will be in my garden taking care of all my plants. And so this is a shot from a few years ago, but oddly, my garden doesn't change layout that much, so that still rings true. I also enjoy going on cruises with my family, so my brother's pictured there, my mom. We lost my mom to lung cancer a little while back, so unfortunately she can't join us, but my brother and I are still planning on doing regular cruises as much as we can. And I did mention I live on the property with my husband, software engineer. His name is Aaron, very smart guy. Just of computers that I can only imagine. And then we do have 2 dogs. Taz is on the right with the green collar. He is named Taz because as a puppy he was literally into everything. So and he still just loves all the affection. And Zeus on the left, he is a bit more independent soul, and I like to think of he is very lovable and very cuddly, very fluffy. but his memory resets every 5 minutes, I swear. So he does know some things, but he forgets a lot of things. So we have to do a lot of reminding, and it takes a lot of patience. So that's a little bit about me, and I'm excited to read what you have to share in your statistical autobiographies.